Hi everyone, good morning. Today I want to speak to you all about one of my favorite shops and one of my favorite brands, which is IKEA. I really love this store. I love everything from the simple furniture and their timeless designs to their entire brand concept, how they have this super efficient DIY mentality. I just think it's really cool. Ever since I was a little kid, I've loved going to IKEA and playing with all the furniture and playing in these different bedrooms and pretending that those rooms were mine. It really ignited a passion for interior design with me as well, so yeah, I really like this store. But it wasn't until I went to university and I studied IKEA and I studied a case study about them and learned more about how they design their stores, how they actually build everything, that it made me give a different insight into IKEA. So I really learned that there's a lot of consumer psychology that goes behind how they lay out their stores, and I want to introduce you to that today. Okay, so literally from the second you walk into their shops until the second that you leave, they are playing to your psychology and getting you to buy stuff. So when you enter, they have their children's playground. There is no way when you have a child in IKEA you want to take them through this whole store, so you're like, I'm just going to leave my child here. But everything in their playground is fitted out with IKEA furniture. All of their toys, all of their games. So your kids are probably going to want to ask you to buy it at the end of their playtime there. Then at the end, they have their fantastic restaurant. This really appeals to a consumer's most basic need of food. I know a lot of people who go to IKEA just to eat their food, and chances are that they're going to buy something else whilst they're there too. Okay, so something that IKEA does that more furniture stores are starting to do now, but not many of them do, is to create these little rooms and create these boxes. So from the second you walk in, you have already pre-set up bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, and you can really imagine and picture yourself living there. This is a really smart thing that they do, because if you're going to buy a bed or a sofa, you sit there or you lie down and you can see the whole room set up around you, from the from the curtains to the carpets, the photo frames, and they create this whole setup which encourages you to buy more, because you're like, this rug looks nice with this bed, maybe I should buy them both together. It also lets you try out and test the space and see how you would live in that environment. As you can see, this gentleman's taken it a little bit too far. He seems to have actually fallen asleep. I'm pretty sure my dad has done something similar when I've gone with him to IKEA before. It's also a smart move by them, because it actually helps them to save money too. By doing this, they need to hire less salespeople to explain to you how you should pair up your furniture, because it's already done for you. So there's no annoying salespeople asking you for more things. Okay, so we've all experienced this IKEA maze, and it's so intentional and it's all done with a purpose, which is actually really interesting. This picture is actually from a study done at UCL in the UK, and all of the red paths show how people have walked through this maze. So I know it's often very frustrating when you walk in and there's no way out, but it's all done intentionally. There's no exit. No one goes to IKEA just for 5 minutes. You go for the whole day, and you're forced to walk past everything and to see things that maybe you didn't know you wanted to buy before. There are secret escapes and shortcuts during this, but they're all very well hidden. But next time you go, try and have a closer look at them. Okay, so this whole maze leads to the story of impulse buying as well. Like when you go to a grocery store, they use this technique too. They'll often put the bread, milk, eggs, all of the essential items at the back of the store. So you're forced to walk past all the chocolates, all the crisps, all these things you don't want to buy, and you end up impulse buying. So IKEA is quite smart, because they place things like photo frames, candles, through this path, through this maze that you have to walk through. And maybe you didn't think you wanted before, but then in your head you're like, I don't want to walk all the way back through this in order to get it again, let me just put it in my cart. There are some ways to try and hack this and to beat the system in a way. Keep a list with you when you go to IKEA always with things you want to buy, and try to not stray from that list. And try and just carry cash with you. This really limits the amount you can spend. I mean, how many of you have gone and bought something you didn't really need when you went to IKEA, right? Yeah, so that's just to conclude. I hope you guys, next time you go shopping there, you won't just be complaining about all of the crowds and the crying children, but you also take a moment to just appreciate the fact that they've done everything so intentionally, and just appreciate the whole layout of the store. And make sure you get the hot dog, or in this area, the shawarma at the end, because that makes the best part. Thank you.